Let's get it, bro. Like I said, bro, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day, man. I know you're a busy man. I know we've only met once face to face, but you taking the time out from a DM set to kind of put aside and really talk to me, bro, I can't even express my gratitude, bro. So I truly appreciate you being here today.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, man.
Of course, man. It's like to kind of kick it off, man. Maybe just a quick 60 seconds on maybe who you are. I know everybody in the Wolfpack, especially here in Austin, definitely knows who you are. But for maybe those that are looking to join, maybe curious on the edge, kind of just give us a quick 60-second rundown of who you are, man.
Yeah, my name is Michael Perez. Been in the real estate business for about 9 years now. Absolutely love what I do. Before I got into real estate, I was waiting tables for 8 years, literally every day, slinging pancakes and at a breakfast restaurant here in the Northwest Austin area. And if I would describe myself, I guess my passion is community building. So I love building communities, bringing people together. It's funny, if you would have asked me in high school, like, what are you going to do for a living? I wouldn't have said events and bringing people together and selling houses, right? So,
of course.
Yeah.
So did you start real estate 8 years ago?
9 years ago, yeah.
9 years ago? Okay. And what even had you maybe taken that step into real estate? I know it's a path that maybe not many people choose. They'd rather go to college or do other more traditional routes. What maybe motivated you to kind of take the non-traditional route per se?
Yeah, so I was in a heavy metal band before I got into real estate while I was waiting tables. And so everybody, when I was growing up, everyone told me I had to go to college, and I wanted to prove them wrong. I'm not going to lie. I just wanted to prove them wrong. And so I said, I'm going to be successful without going to college. And one day, on a whim, I quit my job waiting tables. I Googled how to become a millionaire. And the third option was real estate. And 9 years later, I've made way more than $1 million, multi-million dollars from real estate. And all thanks to God, it's been an amazing experience. Now my passion is sharing the knowledge and helping agents succeed. Because I remember back when I first started, I had a mentor. And before I found that mentor, I was in real estate, and I just felt like I was on an island, didn't know what I was doing. And then when that mentor entered my life, completely changed my life. And that actually opened my eyes to, if I want to get somewhere quicker, I need to find people that are already there to teach me how to get there, right?
Yeah,
so that's what's really changed my life.
That's huge. Do you feel like, kind of looking back after these 9 years in the real estate, do you feel like getting that mentor was like the pivotal changing point, or kind of like what was that point for you where you really realized like, look, this is what I'm going to lock in and do, and this is what I'm good at?
Yeah, a few things. I mean, proximity is power. You've probably heard that before, but the more you surround yourself with people that have the results that you want, the quicker you're going to get to those results. And so for me, when I'm looking for new mentors, every time I want to level up, I try to find a person that's at that level, right? And so for me, I listen, I become a sponge. I put my knowledge to the side, actually, because my way of thinking got me to where I'm at now, right? So if I want to get to a new level, I sort of need to change the way I think, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's one big thing. And then the second thing is here's a secret, I am highly ADHD.
Okay.
It's crazy. And so my superpower is focus, but my kryptonite is distractions. And so if I can get focused, then I will absolutely dominate. But if I get distracted, unfortunately, it's the opposite.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I've had to set up safety measures in my life in order to help keep me focused.
Yeah.
And so proximity is power, and focus is my superpower.
Yeah, I think that self-awareness is huge. I mean, a lot of people, they're self-aware, but then they get to the point where it's like they know they have to make a change, but they don't do it, right? They just stay in that little comfort zone that they have. They don't see the change, and they pedal the wheel for honestly, the rest of their lives. So the fact that you've been so self-aware to realize that you are a focused individual, but you can suffer from distractions just like anybody else. That's the human nature. So for you, maybe what has been like a few per se, like disciplines or maybe like some attributes that you have not only gained over this 9 years in real estate, but maybe just throughout your lifetime that's really helped you kind of dial in and be as focused as you are here today?
So when it comes to focus, I've had to like literally rip the Band-Aid off, especially even in 2025, 2026, like literally deleting apps that are taking my focus away.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing how much I'm on my phone. Like it gives me
right
an
there with you.
update, and
Yeah.
it's like, you have been on your phone for 15 hours today, and I'm like, are you serious? 15 hours? I
That's
didn't even
insane.
realize that. And so I'm like, okay, I've got to delete TikTok because unfortunately I'm not. I mean, not unfortunately, I am not producing any type of productivity from TikTok. Right? There's people
Yep.
out
So,
there that are, but I'm not.
yeah. Yeah.
I had to delete Netflix. I had to delete Prime. I had to, and then what else? And then when it comes to focus, I get on the same. I make sure everybody that is in my close circle, like my wife, my best friends, my business partners, I let them know, like, hey, can't go party tonight, can't go
Yeah.
do this, right? And
Yeah.
then, quick plug, I am sponsored by Magic Mind.
Hey,
And so
that's great. That's so great. I'm gonna tag that below in the description. I'm gonna tag that below in
yeah,
the
right.
description.
And this legitimately, I barely make any money off of selling. Like it's literally pennies,
Yeah.
but this has actually really helped because it has something called L-theanine in it.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and it has a little bit of caffeine as well, but it's really helped me focus. It's like a natural Adderall, and so
Okay.
I've been taking that for a few years now, and it's really helped me lock in.
I love that.
Yeah, but generally, I'll just try to delete literal in the literal sense
Yeah.
anything that takes my focus away from my goals.
Yeah, I think you said it best, man. Just ripping the Band-Aid off and like really understanding what your distractions are and not letting them overcome you is huge. So many people, I mean, I'm definitely a victim of it. Like I definitely should delete Netflix. I definitely should delete a few things. And I've definitely started taking those steps, like getting rid of the gaming consoles, all that stuff out the window. So now definitely hearing what you're doing and taking those steps, I think is fantastic. And for you, if you had to give advice to new agents that are coming in, maybe yourself even 9 years ago, what are some habits you feel like they should be developing in order to become the successful individuals that they really want to be?
So I've coached and been around thousands of agents, and there's that statistic that 87%, close to 90% of agents fail. And what I've realized is that the agents that don't realize that this business is a business. So you have to treat it like you're the CEO of your business. It's not a hobby
Yes.
and you're not an employee, right? And so most agents, they feel like they're coming from a normal 9 to 5 job where someone's telling them what to do. But as an agent, you are a business owner. So guess who's telling you what to do? You, right? Yourself, right? And so one of the hardest things to do is create productive habits if you're the person that is creating them and no one else is telling you what to do. So for me, the agents that fail aren't self motivated, and they also can't they are not good with delay, right? And what I mean with that, I mean delayed gratification. In real estate, you will market yourself for months and finally get a result 3 months later, right? And so
100%.
So delayed gratification, but at the same time being consistent even when you're not seeing results. Knowing that and having the faith that those results will come with the work, it's just going to take time. And so a lot of times people can't handle the delay, but in reality, it's the development that is making them an incredible agent, right? And so instead of delay, you've got to sort of switch your mindset to this is a time of development, right? There's that story of the bamboos that, it takes them 4 years to even go through the soil. But that 5th year, they can actually grow up to 90 feet, right? And so that doesn't mean that the first 4 years the bamboo wasn't growing. It was actually growing underneath the ground, right? It was creating incredible roots in order for that 5th year to be able to grow 90 feet. And so as a real estate agent, you've got to understand that there is going to be a time delay. But if you're consistent within that time delay, you're going to see incredible results.
Yeah, I think that bamboo analogy is absolutely beautiful. That's the first time I've heard it, but I definitely need to apply that to more of my content and even on here on the podcast, and that's amazing. I think so many agents kind of hop in here, and something that me and my team kind of talk about is what we call the valley of despair. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that as well. But it's just like most people start out here, man, super motivated, and you're putting in the work, but you're not seeing the results, right? And you start to get down to this point, and most people quit right here before it starts to slope back up, right? Because they don't necessarily see the light at the end of the tunnel. But little do they know that all these trials and tribulations that they're going through is just growing them into the person that they need to be to see their true success. So when it comes to success, you've seen a multitude of it. Kind of, what do you feel like differentiates the agent that gets in here and burns out within their first year compared to the agent that's going to go and be very successful in this business in the long run?
I think it's the fire within their heart and passion and them the solidification of knowing their purpose and their identity. And so for me, like, I grew up on welfare, food stamps, grew up in a dilapidated trailer, and I knew that there was something better out there for me. But I also knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. And so for me, I had no other option. Like, I was like, sink or swim, I'm going to succeed, and failure is not an option in my mind, right? And so it took me 6 months to get my first closing sold. But that 5th month, if I would have given up, then I wouldn't have had that 6-month closing. And then I wouldn't have sold over 100 million in sales if I would have given up in that 5th month, right?
Yeah, 100%.
There's that story of the gold that there's so many stories. I could share so many stories. But, somebody was digging for gold for years, and they gave up just a foot away from the gold. And somebody purchased all of their digging equipment, and within a week they found the gold, and so that's happened so many times in real estate for real estate agents. Is they get too distracted, they do too many things, they don't become a master at one thing, they become like half decent at a million things. I was actually talking to a friend of mine, Ish. He's an acquaintance, and he's a billionaire. And he was saying, John, you need to focus on one thing and become incredibly good at that one thing. Because he didn't make his money from a million things. Now he's in a million things. I mean, he's in multiple things. But he became extremely good at one thing and then used that money towards several things.
I think that's the riches are in the niches, and that's so true. That's so true. I think so many agents kind of hop into this, especially at the beginning, is like they want to do social media, they want to do cold calling, they want to do open houses. There's like a bunch of different things, and all those routes I think would definitely get you there, but it's what's going to get you there the fastest and the most optimal, and obviously avoid the burnout, because I think you've probably been in that position, and this is kind of leading into my next question. Like, for the people who are in that position who maybe feel a little burnt out, don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel, what would you say to that individual to not only motivate them to keep pushing, but to kind of light that spark underneath them again?
That's a great question. I'm going to tell you another secret. I have been burnt out multiple times. And honestly, maybe once a year I'll get burnt out. Maybe a couple times a year. So how do you get out of that rut of being burnt out is the question?
Yeah, that's the question.
First off, you need to give yourself grace, right? You're human. You're not a machine. You're human. And that is a normal part of being a human. Second off, For me, I write down my goals, literally written down, not on my phone or not on my computer, like written down. There's
Yep.
power in writing your goals down. But
100%.
then the second part of that is visually seeing them on a daily basis, right? And
Okay.
reaffirming those thoughts literally every single day. Because when you see them every single day, even the small decisions throughout the day help you get closer to that goal, right? So even if
Yeah.
it's like, man, you know what, I'm going to just go home early today, right? But if your goals are on your rear view, or on your car, right? And you're like, man, but if I don't go home and go to the coffee shop and make those graphics and edit that video, then I'll get
Yeah.
closer to that goal, right? Just the small decisions, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's one extremely important thing. And then environment, right? And so when I find myself in a rut, I will literally schedule like out of town events to go to
Okay.
that are like of people that I look up to, right? Like conferences, speakers that are talking on certain things. I'll literally move myself into an ecosystem where people are motivated, because that might not be the season that I'm in at that current time.
Yeah.
And so, or just literally changing my location. Like I'm gonna go to Tennessee and go hang out with some some leaders, because right now I just need to change my location because I feel like I'm in a rut.
Yeah.
And then just what I listen to every single day and pour into my mind. We don't blame the flower for not growing. We blame the soil that it is planted in, right? And
Can you
so
say that one more time? Say that one more time. That is absolutely beautiful. Say that one more time.
we don't blame the flower for not growing. We
Yep.
don't blame the flower for not growing. We blame the soil that it's planted in, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so what soil are you planted in? And so for me, if I want to become a billionaire, I need to hang out with 5 billionaires, right? So I can become the
Yes.
sixth one. And so yeah, I've been there. I've got to give myself grace, and I've got to
Yes.
surround myself with soil that is going to help get me out of that rut.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, how important, and obviously that kind of answers the question, but I want to reemphasize, how important do you believe your environment is, not only on you, but your output as well?
It's everything.
Yeah.
When I was going to a church in South Texas, and the pastor used to always say, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." And for me, I'm like, okay. I didn't understand that until I'm like, why is my life sucking right now in my early 20s, right? And then finding that mentor really changed my life for sure. But every single time I felt like I was in a rut, or I felt like there was a ceiling that I couldn't break through, I found someone that was at the level that I wanted to be at, right? Some of the most successful people I know have mentors. They have coaches.
Yes.
Even the people that all of us look up to, they have someone that they look up to, right?
Yes. 100%.
Tony Robbins had Jim Rohn.
Yes.
And, there's people, Tom Brady had his father that he looked up to. So many, the greats, they have someone that they look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's great. I think so. Kind of to transition this into a little bit more tactical, right? How long have you been with EXP and the Wolfpack?
Going on 3 years now. Yeah.
Okay.
3 years.
Okay. A little bit of a veteran in the game now.
A little bit. Yeah. I've got a little less than 3 years. I've got 160 agent partners, and love it. I pour into them. I care about them, and we do tons of events throughout the year. Shout out! I've got a book coming out.
Let's go. Shout it out right now.
Sometime in 2026. It's called Care More, Win More.
Okay.
And be on the lookout for that. But
That's awesome.
yeah, EXP has changed my life. It's incredible to be in a genuine model that supports collaboration and innovation. And what do I mean by innovation? It is to our benefit to create an ecosystem that everyone wins. And so when I benefit from that, I want other people to win, right?
Yeah,
and so
100%.
if you're in an ecosystem where everyone wants you to win,
Yeah.
It's just about time that you're going to start winning, right? And so
100%.
that's what I love about it. The resources, the modern training that you will literally get nowhere else. It's proprietary unless you pay thousands of dollars
Yeah.
a year, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's fantastic. And then, for agents that have maybe heard some things about EXP, maybe have a negative connotation about EXP, like what would you say to them to kind of not only bring them and maybe open up their mind, but for them to really understand what truly that we have to offer, maybe not just at EXP, but at the Wolfpack, that would maybe open up their eyes to the opportunities?
Yeah, so look at the numbers. I mean, numbers don't lie. We
Numbers don't lie.
look at Real Trends. I think we were like number 2 or number 3 in the world.
Yeah.
We are number 1 biggest brokerage, independent brokerage, right? Not franchise, because franchise sort of bends the statistics, but number 1 independent brokerage. And then when it comes to sales, I mean, look at the numbers. I think we sold multi-billion dollars in volume last year. Top 3 at least. And what else? Yeah, I think the biggest myth is like all we do is recruit. Yes, we do make money from attraction, but at the same time, when the model encourages us to make sure that the agents are winning, like we don't make any money if you don't sell houses. So we want you to sell houses, right?
Exactly.
So like
that's the truth.
yeah. So like if you don't sell houses, nobody benefits. So if we get you to sell more houses, right? If you're in an environment where people want you to sell more houses, then you will start selling more houses because the ecosystem supports that.
Yeah, 100%. And then obviously we're at the beginning of the year looking at 2026, maybe what are some like goals that you've set for yourself as an individual that you'd like to see?
Yeah. So I want to hit 300 agent partners.
Let's go.
And then I want to sell 50 homes this year. And so if I do both of those things, I'll make $1 million this year. I've never made a full million in 1 year. I want to do that. And then
that's beautiful.
What else? I want to flip 4 homes. I've flipped 12 houses, but in the year of 2026, I want to flip 4 homes. I've invested in a lot of properties, but this year I'm really going to be intentional on finding more flip opportunities. And
that's awesome.
I want to give away $100,000.
That is beautiful right there. That is beautiful.
I want to give $100,000 to nonprofit churches, my church, and opportunities where they are legit businesses. If you DM me and are like, "Hey, I need money," I'm going to say no.
Of course.
But yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, man, I love that. And for you, what do you foresee maybe being the biggest roadblocks, the biggest challenges in getting to those each individual goals?
The biggest roadblocks would probably be what we talked about today. I'm very transparent about my ADHD and distractions. And at the same time, a lot of people get opportunity confusion and they don't value their time. And so opportunity confusion would be, hey, John, we wanted you to host this big event and you can speak on it. And then I commit to that big event and I realize, oh, crap, I just spent so much time. I'm not making any money and it's not beneficial to me, right?
Yeah.
So, or just saying yes to things that are not necessarily beneficial to me or my family. I think that as a person that has a wife and a 5-year-old, my time is very valuable. And so if I waste it on things that aren't beneficial, then I am not going to hit my goals. So, yeah.
No, that's a complete, brutally honest answer. I love it. So for you, with having that family, man, having a 5-year-old, having a wife, obviously your motivations are a lot bigger than just that $1 million next year. Maybe for you, like, what are those motivations, taking money out aside? Like, what really drives you to wake up every day, even in the moments that it feels so tough and you don't want to do it?
having a very strong purpose. And so for me, I'm very community driven. I genuinely want others to succeed. I've found that the more I give, the more I get. And the more I give without expectations, right? So many people think they give their time, they give their money, but they expect something in return. And what I realized is that only creates disappointment and expectations that are always going to be not met. And so for me, my mentor, the one that I found a long time ago, he actually recently joined EXP and partnered up with myself. And so now we're crushing it together. But he taught me, he was like, John, plant seeds without expectation. And I'm like, okay, cool. I wonder what that means. And so for me, like, if I plant seeds for long enough, eventually one is going to bloom, right? But if one doesn't bloom, it's okay because I planted a million other seeds, right?
I think that's a great way to put it. I think so many people just get caught up in the hustle and bustle. Like when they don't really have a true purpose or a true motivation, that's when you see the burnout. That's when you see the 96% of the agents that fail. So I think that's a great way to put it. Just plant as many seeds as possible without expectation. That's very huge. And I think maybe kind of to wrap it up in the most simplistic way, like what would be the advice that you would give to yourself 9 years ago, first starting out? Brutally honest advice that you would really give to yourself that would help, help them, help yourself, help your younger self back then.
I think that I would figure out ways to create trust at scale and become better at leverage. And so when I say trust at scale, real estate is a business of trust, and people will not work with you unless they trust you, right? And so how do we build trust at scale? And for me, I've created communities that I would give value to. So for example, I started a dad's group back in 2020, and I would just give. And what does give look like? It means toy donations. It means helping out dads that are in need. It means putting events together that support certain causes. I would just give. And what's really cool is that community has grown to over 3,600 dads. And so I'm building trust with so many people that eventually, even if it was 10% of those people, the 3,600, that's 360 people that could potentially send me some type of business, right? And so building trust at scale, and that's through sending out newsletters, that's through sending videos that help people, and building trust at scale, and then surrounding myself with mentors that have the results that I want, and investing in myself, right? And so I've invested multiple six figures in just coaching, mentorship, and surrounding myself with people that have the knowledge that I need, and that has really skyrocketed my growth.
That's huge. And last thing I'll leave you off with, man. So obviously we have that $1 million goal next year, right? You want to make $1 million. I think a lot of people that set goals for themselves, whether it's six figures, whether it's $1 million, it all sounds great, but they really underestimate the process, right? They really underestimate the grind and the work that, you have to put in. Can you just emphasize that kind of the grind and the process that it does take to reach these goals that are six figures and above? Can you just emphasize on kind of what this valley or what this process is going to look like for anybody that's maybe, taking their first steps?
Yeah. So, do you want me to just go through what that looks like, or?
Yeah. Just kind of break it down for me.
Yeah. So number one, your brand is very important, right? And so when people see you, you need to be consistent across all social media platforms. Two, you need professional photos. These are the basic things, right? You need to look professional. Three, if you have no business, then you need to go out and find really nice houses and put yourself in front of those really nice houses, because just like the people that put themselves in front of Lamborghinis are automatically assumed to be wealthy, even though they may not be. If you put yourself in front of really nice houses, people are going to assume and associate you as the agent that works with really nice houses. 3, I would be consistent every single day and be relentless with putting out content. And so what does relentless means? That means multiple posts, multiple value points across social media. And then 4, I would be very relational and master communication. And so what does mastering communication mean? It means asking incredibly good questions instead of very vague questions. And so one of the best questions that you can ask is, hey, what is the best way that I can serve you, right? Hey, I'd love to be your real estate agent, and I already know what type of house you want. I already know what type of area you need to be in. But when it comes down to it, like, what type of real estate agent are you looking for so that I can meet those standards, right? And so just asking incredibly good questions in order to guide them into the destination that you want them to be at, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think that was a great answer. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of tactical advice as well as some mindset from this. And I guess last thing, I keep saying last thing, but this really will be the last thing. Like, if you had to narrow your success, and we've kind of touched on this, but I just want to emphasize it because you kept saying a lot of good stuff. If you had to really narrow down your success to one habit, right? One daily habit, maybe, what would that be?
One daily habit.
It could be vague. It could be specific,
Well, it just goes back to branding, marketing, and putting yourself out there. I think that if you do not put any content out there, then you are a secret agent. And secret agent, nobody knows who you are, right? And so, like,
100%.
if nobody knows who you are, they're not going to work with you. And so, from a marketing perspective, how do you build trust through your content? How do you and the easiest thing is, once you do start getting a couple deals under your belt, start sharing testimonials, start sharing stories. I believe stories sell and facts tell. So you can tell people, oh, this is a 2,500 square foot home, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. But if you share a story about the house, it can actually sell the home, right? Like, for example, I would say something to the effect of, like, hey, what would this house do for you if you were actually closer to your kid's school? Like, would it save you time every morning? Would it save you an extra 30 minutes every day? What would an extra 30 minutes a day times 7 or times 5 days out of the week do for you, right? Or like, hey, would you drink coffee out on the patio of this house, right? So, like, creating stories for these clients so that they can start picturing themselves in the home. And so you wouldn't, like, if you were selling a vacation, right? If you're like a vacation agent and somebody wanted to go to, I don't know, they wanted to go to Cozumel, right? You wouldn't you wouldn't say, awesome, you want to go to Cozumel? Well, let me tell you about the plane. The plane has 2 wheels and it has 2 wings and it's colored blue. You would sell them on the vacation, right? Not how to get there. You would sell them on what would happen when you got there, right?
Yes.
And so that's in the same sense, sell the story behind the house, not the facts. I mean, obviously the facts are important, but the story will actually sell the house.
Yeah, I think that is a beautiful answer. I think a lot of people should rewind that and really watch that again, because so many people, they don't sell the destination, right? All anybody cares about is just, and how they get there is kind of like the tchotchke stuff, but like when they see the true vision and you can sell them on that vision and obviously show the value that you have to help them get there, that's what separates the people from really that see the true success, not only in this business, but, multitude of other businesses, sales, entrepreneurship, anything like that. So, and like I said previously, I appreciate you taking this time, man, these 30 minutes out of your day. You're a busy man. And like you say, you don't want to put any time towards something that's not going to benefit you. So I truly, truly do appreciate you, man. I look forward to 2026. I look forward to really establishing something here in Austin that's going to benefit the both of us. And like I said, man, let's go kill it, man. I love everything you're doing.
Thank you so much. My one ask is, if you're watching this, go follow me on Instagram at John Michael Perez.
Yes, sir.
A ton of valuable content to help agents sell more houses. And if you like any of this content, reach out to Luke, reach out to myself. We'd love to co-sponsor and maybe partner up with you as well. So, yeah.
Of course. I'll drop all the information in the description. And like I said, man, I appreciate your time, and nothing but blessings sending your way, my man. Truly.
Likewise. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.